Hello, and welcome to your daily English dose.
We're here to give you that language boost you need, quick and effective.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into something fun, the language of movies. Movie slang. This is, the real conversational English you probably won't find in your textbooks.
That's absolutely right. And movies. They're arguably one of the most powerful tools for learning contemporary English.
There's a catch, right?
There is. You, the learner, you really need a strategy. You need to use them correctly.
Okay.
So our mission today is, well, twofold. First, explore where some classic movie slang actually came from, some fascinating origins there, and more importantly, give you practical, low-risk strategies, ways to learn these phrases and use them safely.
To safely meaning?
Meaning you sound natural and you avoid that big pitfall, what we call register mismatch, saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Right. Okay, so let's unpack this first part. Why movies? Why do they have such a huge impact on language?
Well, think about it. Film acts as this easily permeable channel.
Permeable channel.
Yeah, like a fast lane for words. It spreads slang really quickly across different social groups, different places.
But faster than just like local chat would.
Oh, absolutely. Way faster.
Yeah.
And it's not new. If you look back, way back to the 1930s,
Okay.
those early American gangster movies, they actually introduced the word cop for policemen into like mainstream vocabulary.
Wow, back in the 30s. So movies were changing language even then.
Right from the beginning. They were catalysts.
So they speed things up. But are scriptwriters just like recording real conversations, or is there some invention going on?
That's a great question. It's a balancing act. They try to achieve what linguists call linguistic realism.
Okay, realism, meaning?
Meaning using short forms, interruptions, sentence fragments, the everyday stuff people actually say.
Let's say gonna instead of going to.
Exactly. Or I'm heading out instead of I am leaving now.
Oh,
Using things like nah or yikes. It makes it sound authentic.
got it. But you also mentioned artificiality, making things up. How does that help us learn real English?
Well, sometimes writers invent slang specifically for a movie, often to define a particular group or character.
Like a high school clique or something.
Precisely. The classic example is the 90s movie Clueless.
Oh, yeah, I know Clueless.
Right. So terms like totally Baldwin, meaning super cool or attractive, that was made up just for that specific fictional group.
Huh. Totally Baldwin. Never heard that outside the movie.
Exactly. And that's the point. If you, as a learner, start using totally Baldwin now,
People would look at me funny.
probably, or they'd just be confused, you're essentially borrowing the identity of a character from a 90s movie. It's fun, maybe, but not very useful today.
Okay, so writers balance realism with maybe some unique but possibly temporary invented words for flavor.
That's the goal, yeah. Entertainment and realism.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. Some movie words don't disappear. They achieve permanence,
Permanence.
meaning people use them all the time, maybe without even knowing they came from a specific movie. They're just part of the language now.
Exactly. And the question is, why do some words stick around like that, while others are, ephemeral, just temporary fads?
Yeah, why?
It usually comes down to this. The words that last, they fill a broad conceptual need. They give us a label for an idea or a behavior that didn't really have a good, concise word before.
And the movie just helps spread that label.
Precisely. It's the vehicle.
Okay, let's look at some examples. You mentioned three big ones. First up, gaslighting.
Yes. Gaslighting. It's now a standard psychological term, widely understood.
Right, you hear it everywhere.
But it comes directly from a 1938 play called Gaslight, and then two films in the 40s based on it.
And the story is about?
It's about a husband manipulating his wife, trying to make her think she's going insane. He subtly changes things in their house, like dimming the gas lights.
And telling her she's imagining it.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
simplified, gaslighting is psychological manipulation to make someone doubt their own sanity, their memory, their perception.
Wow, so the movie took this complex idea and basically gave it a name that stuck.
It filled a huge conceptual need.
Yeah.
We needed a word for that specific kind of manipulation.
Okay, example two, something that wasn't even planned.
Right, the slang term toast, meaning,
Yeah.
finished, done for, ruined, in big trouble.
Like, if I miss this deadline, I'm toast.
Exactly like that. And its origin is widely attributed to an ad lib, a line made up on the spot by Bill Murray in Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Really? What was the line?
He looks at a character, Sigourney Weaver's character who's possessed, and says, "This chick is toast."
Ha! Just like that. And it became an idiom.
Pretty much. It's concise, it's memorable, it has that clear sense of finality, pure permanence from an unplanned moment.
That's amazing. Okay, third one, a bit more modern, bucket list.
Yes, the bucket list, a list of things you want to do or experience before you die.
Before you kick the bucket.
Exactly. The phrase builds on that older, darker idiom. The term itself was popularized, really cemented in the language, by the 2007 movie The Bucket List.
With Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman.
That's the one. The idea of making such a list wasn't new, but the movie gave it that perfect, catchy name.
And it stuck because it framed the idea positively, right? Like life goals.
Absolutely. It filled that conceptual need for a positive way to talk about lifetime ambitions. These permanent words, they're flexible, they work in lots of situations.
So we've kind of nailed down why some words stick. But okay, for the learner listening, knowing the word is one thing. How do we actually start using these without sounding weird or, like you said, like we just walked out of an 80s movie?
Right. Let's shift gears to strategies. How to learn effectively and safely.
First, big warning. Subtitle.
Yes. Okay, this is crucial. Relying too much on subtitles, whether they're in your own language, L1, or even in English, L2, it can actually hurt your listening skills.
How so?
Because your brain switches focus. You start reading the text on the screen instead of actively hearing and processing the sounds, the rhythm, the intonation of the spoken language.
You miss the music of the language.
You do. That focus on visual text really hinders developing listening fluency.
So, strategy number one is?
Short focus. Active practice. Don't just sit and watch a whole 2-hour movie passively.
Okay.
Experts recommend breaking it down. Use short segments, maybe just 3 to 5 minutes long.
And do what with that short clip?
You focus intensely. Pick out specific things, maybe one idiom, or how a particular sound is pronounced, or the rhythm of a sentence. Really zone in.
And there's a specific technique for this, right? Shadowing.
Ah, yes. Shadowing is fantastic. Maybe try it for just 10 minutes in the morning as part of your study routine.
Remind us what shadowing is exactly.
You listen to a short phrase or sentence from the movie clip, and then you immediately try to mimic it. Copy the sounds, the rhythm, the ups and downs of the voice right after you hear it.
It feels a bit strange at first, maybe?
You can, yeah. You're listening and speaking almost at the same time. But it's incredibly powerful for improving your pronunciation and getting that natural English flow. You start internalizing the patterns.
Okay, so short, focused segments, and try shadowing. Strategy 2.
Context. Context is everything with slang.
Meaning you can't just look it up in a dictionary.
Well, you can, but the dictionary won't give you the whole picture. Slang's meaning depends hugely on the situation. Who is speaking? Who are they talking to? Where are they?
What should we look for specifically in the movie?
Actively analyze the relationships. Is it friends joking? Is it a boss talking to an employee? Look at the setting. Is it casual or formal? And crucially, facial expressions and body language.
Ah, the nonverbal stuff.
Super important. Think about irony. If someone rolls their eyes and says, "Oh, that's great," the dictionary definition of great is useless.
Right. Right, they mean the opposite. The context tells you that.
Exactly. Movies give you that full picture. The words, the tone, the body language, the situation. You need all of it.
Makes sense. Strategy 3.
Active prediction. Turn watching into an active learning game.
How does that work?
Try this. Watch a short clip with the sound off.
No sound.
Nope. Just use the visuals, what you see the characters doing, their expressions, and try to predict what they might be saying. What slang might fit that situation?
Interesting. Like guessing the dialogue.
Yeah. Or, if you can find the movie script online, lots are available. Use it for fill-in-the-blank exercises. Blank out the slang terms you want to learn and see if you can fill them in after watching the scene.
So integrating different skills, listening, reading, prediction.
It makes the learning much more active and sticky.
And thinking bigger picture. Learning slang isn't just about words, is it? It connects to culture.
Absolutely. Learning slang helps you adapt, helps you understand the local culture better. You start to pick up on underlying cultural values and attitudes.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Think about a word like bougie or bougie. B-O-U-G-I-E.
Okay.
It sort of describes someone perceived as trying too hard to seem wealthy or high class. To really get that word, you need to understand something about current social commentary on class, consumerism, authenticity. Slang often carries that extra layer of social meaning.
Right. It's not just a definition. It's a whole attitude packed into a word.
Right.
Okay. This leads us to maybe the most critical part for learners. Managing the risk. You've learned some slang. You're feeling confident. But when is it actually okay to use it?
This is where register mismatch comes in again. It's the biggest
Using
danger.
casual words in a formal place.
Exactly. Like dropping some really informal slang in a job interview or a formal email or a presentation. It just signals you don't understand the expected level of formality for that situation.
Which doesn't make a good impression.
Not usually, no. So you need to develop a sense for the maximum acceptable level of informality.
Okay, so how can we think about this? Maybe categories of risk.
Yeah, that's a good way. Let's try 3 levels. First, high risk.
Stuff to generally avoid in polite or formal company.
Definitely. These are things like highly vulgar terms or sexual acronyms. Think of MILF, M-I-L-F, which was heavily popularized by the movie American Pie.
Right.
Extremely informal, often offensive, depending on context. Really only for very casual settings with people you know extremely well. Best to just avoid these entirely in any professional or academic setting. High risk.
Okay, clear enough. What about medium risk?
These are trickier. They include some of those contextual idioms or movie ad-libs we talked about, like, this chick is toast.
Why medium risk? It's not offensive like the last category.
No, but 2 potential problems. One, they might sound dated. Using a phrase from an 80s movie might just make you sound a bit out of touch, showing you haven't quite grasped current norms.
Okay.
And the second reason.
They rely so heavily on context. I once used toast in a work meeting, meaning finished or failed.
Oh dear, how did that go?
Nobody understood. The context was totally wrong. They thought I was talking about breakfast. It just created confusion. So medium risk use with caution. Be very sure of your context.
Got it. Datedness and context dependency. And finally, low risk.
Yeah.
Where are we safer? Generally safer, yes, especially in casual conversation, texting, social media, but still usually best avoided in very formal writing or presentations.
And what falls into this low risk category?
2 main types. First, those conceptual new words that define a modern thing, like catfish.
From the documentary and TV show, meaning pretending to be someone else online.
Right. It describes a specific modern phenomena. It's widely understood, fairly descriptive. So using catfish in a discussion about online dating, probably fine in most informal or semi-formal contexts.
Okay. And the other low risk type?
Clipping slang. Those shortened forms we mentioned earlier. Lookin' instead of looking. Cause instead of because. Why'd instead of why did or why would.
Things people say naturally when speaking fast.
Exactly. Very common in spoken English, texting, very casual chat. But you wouldn't write lookin' in a formal report or an academic essay. You need to know the boundary between spoken and written registers.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. High, medium, low risk. So let's try to wrap this up. What's the main takeaway for you, the listener?
Movies are this amazing window into real, living, changing English. Way more dynamic than a textbook.
But you can't just passively watch.
Absolutely not. Focus on those short segments. Actively look for context clues, body language, situation, tone, and practice actively. Try shadowing.
And the key to using slang successfully?
It's not just knowing the meaning, it's understanding the social risk. Before you use a phrase you learned from a movie, think. Who said it in the movie?
Yeah.
Who did they say it to? Was it casual, joking, serious, formal? That analysis helps you judge if it's appropriate for your situation.
Use your critical thinking about the register.
Always.
Okay, before we go, you had a final provocative thought for us.
Yeah, something to think about. With digital media, especially things like TikTok or memes, old movie quotes get recycled constantly. They take on new life in totally new contexts, often humorously.
Like that Austin Powers quote.
Exactly. And the best part of this plan is no one can stop me.
People use that ironically online now when they're about to do something silly or slightly pointless.
No. So, the thought is, what old quote from one of your favorite movies, something maybe forgotten, might suddenly become the next viral slang term? Language keeps evolving in surprising ways.
That's a fun thought. Keep an ear out for the next toast or bucket list emerging from an old classic.
You never know.
All right, that's our deep dive for today. Keep practicing with those short movie clips. Stay active in your learning.
And until next time, keep soaking up your daily English dose.
We'll see you soon.